Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Bunting calls for probe into special police squad reportedly bullying Portmore residents. Senator Peter Bunting, the opposition spokesman on national security, has called for a thorough investigation into reports of a special police squad accused of intimidating residents in Portmore, St. Catherine. Bunting, who toured the police districts and the stations in St. Catherine East Central on Wednesday, highlighted a seemingly troubling pattern of behavior by the squad, which operates outside the zones it targets. In a number of communities, we kept getting reports of operational teams from outside the zones. In particular, we kept getting reports of a particular district constable who has what I would describe as having a fascist approach to policing, Bunting said. The squad, reportedly linked to multiple police fatal shootings, is accused of instilling fear among residents. A recent case that has drawn attention is the killing of 23-year-old Richard Thomas. The police claim that Thomas confronted officers with a Glock pistol, but his family disputes this, alleging that he was unarmed and was murdered. This is the type of action that undermines the professional police officers who day and night are doing a good job to build trust, Bunting stated. It only takes one suspicious fatal shooting to undermine all the work that dedicated police officers have done. Bunting urged the police high command and the Independent Commission of Investigations to probe the squad's operations, which he said threatens the fragile progress in crime reduction. The St. Catherine South Police Division has recorded a surge in violent crimes with 9 murders up to January 18 compared to 3 over the corresponding period last year. Sustainable success in reducing crime is going to be based on trust in the police by the citizens, Bunting stressed. We are calling on the authorities to ensure that this operational team, seemingly always present with this district constable, is held accountable. The senator also criticized the government's spending on national security, claiming that billions have been wasted with little to no show for it. The fact is, billions of dollars have been spent by this administration on national security, and there is very little to show for it. One year, they had a budget of close to $20 billion, which represented more than twice the budget I had in 4 years, Bunting said. With this type of money, we would have brought crime down much lower today. We spent the little we had and got better results, he concluded. He vowed to prioritize the use of AI-driven CCTV systems under a People's National Party administration to enhance community security while minimizing costs. Cops hunt woman who allegedly set home ablaze with her mother and a daughter inside. A grandmother and her grandchild narrowly escaped serious injuries after their 2-bedroom board and a concrete dwelling in the Downcastle area of Mount Ogle in St. Andrew was set on fire early Tuesday morning, allegedly by the child's mother. The news understands that the fire, which started in one room, quickly spread to the other. The child was in the other room with her grandmother, and they felt the heat and saw smoke coming and had to run out. They didn't save anything, a resident told the news. Sometime after 2 a.m., arrived on the scene to find the structure fully engulfed. The suspect, who the police say appears to be mentally challenged, was up to yesterday still being sought by law enforcement. Apparently, they were in a dispute from the other day, and she tell her mother she go burn down the house, and she get up and burn it down and don't even save a suit of clothes for her daughter, a resident told the news. Other residents described the behavior of the alleged suspect as wicked. Is wickedness? Are your daughter and mother that? What you leave them for do now? Nothing no save. The place burned down flat, a resident said. The news was told that the firemen who responded to the blaze were so moved by the situation that a member of the team provided clothing for the young child. The fireman had to leave and come back with clothes to give them because he has a daughter. He's a decent man who just trying to help out a situation because it's very bad, a source close to the situation told the news. The police are urging the woman to report to the nearest police station as they continue their probe into the blaze. The woman is reportedly the mother of two, though only one child was living at the home. Desmond McKenzie, Minister of Local Government and Community Development, recently outlined that in 2024, 27 people died, 79 people were injured, and 1,600 people lost their homes as a result of fires. He was speaking on the heels of a deadly house fire in Walkerswood, St. Anne last Sunday, in which 3 children were killed. A few days earlier, another child perished in a house fire on Whitehall Avenue in St. Andrew. Bill Navis discharged from hospital after machete attack. Mayor of St. Anne's Bay Michael Bill Navis has reportedly been discharged from the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital and is said to be recuperating at home. Bill Navis was admitted Tuesday after being injured in an attack at his premises along the Bosco Bell Main Road in St. Mary around 11 p.m. Monday night. He reportedly received several chop wounds, including to the head. Up to Thursday evening, there was no official word from the Jamaica Constabulary Force about the incident, leading to widespread speculation around the details of the attack. On Wednesday, the opposition People's National Party, in a statement to the media, called for the JCF to make a public statement on the investigation into the incident to assure the public that a thorough and impartial investigation is being conducted. This violent act is completely unacceptable and highlights the ongoing need for decisive action to address the crime in our country, said Giovanni Byfield, opposition junior spokesperson on security and defense. Llewellyn says she was unaware of legislation to extend the retirement age. Chief Prosecutor Paula Llewellyn says she had no prior knowledge that the government was planning to use legislation to increase the retirement age for her post before the bill was tabled in the House of Representatives last April. Llewellyn confirmed that she resumed her duties as Director of Public Prosecutions last Wednesday when the Public Services Commission ended Claudette Thompson's acting appointment. Llewellyn's return marked the end of a 9-month hiatus caused by a ruling of the country's constitutional court, which has since been overturned. The Constitution Amendment of Sections 96(1) and 121(1) Act 2023, which moved the retirement age of the DPP and the Auditor General from 60 to 65, was tabled and passed in Parliament on July 25, 2023, despite the strong objections by the parliamentary opposition. It was approved by the Senate 3 days later. The government's justification for the bill was that the retirement ages of the DPP and the Auditor General were 5 years shorter than other public officers under the updated Pensions of Public Service Act 2017. The legislation came into effect almost 2 months before Llewellyn, the country's first female and the longest-serving DPP, was set to demit office. At the end of a 3-year extension she requested via Section 96(1) of the Constitution. She was originally required to leave office on September 21, 2020, at the age of 60 years old. On August 15, 2023, days after the legislation was signed into law by the Governor General, the PSC approved the request made by Llewellyn to remain in office until age 65, according to a transcript of the case before the Constitutional Court. Llewellyn indicated during an interview with the news yesterday that she had no prior knowledge that the legislation was coming and said she heard about it like everyone else through the media. In fact, somebody called me and said, "Miss Llewellyn, turn on the radio. So and so is going on in Parliament. I was not consulted at all," she said. One thing I have learned in my 16.5 years as DPP is that where the bureaucracy is concerned, it's almost a given that you have to live with tardiness. It's a constant. The Constitutional Court, in a ruling handed down on April 19 last year, declared that Section 2(1) of the Constitution Amendment of Sections 96(1) and 121(1) Act 2023, which increased the retirement age for the DPP under the Auditor General, was valid. However, the court struck down Section 2(2), which it said did not give Llewellyn the power to elect to remain on the job. it declared the provision unconstitutional. Days later, Llewellyn opted to step aside amid a controversy over the various interpretations of the ruling on the validity of her extended tenure. The ruling of the Constitutional Court was reversed by the Court of Appeal on December 20 last year. The Court of Appeal, the country's second highest court, declared that Llewellyn was entitled to benefit from the increased retirement age. But Llewellyn acknowledged yesterday that the ruling by the Constitutional Court caused some disappointment and confusion, but said that her legal fight to remain DPP became a matter of principle. She recounted hiring attorney at law and the former Solicitor General Douglas Lees and sought a consultation with the Attorney General after her perusal of the ruling suggested that the reasoning was somewhat faulty. After discussions with both, I was convinced that they were wrong, said Llewellyn, making reference to the panel of 3 Constitutional Court judges who delivered the judgment. Then it became a matter of principle. There are a lot of people out there who are very cynical about the system, so it was important to me as a matter of principle to trust the system. Llewellyn insisted that she will demit office in September this year, telling the news that she has already begun the process of putting the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in the best place for her successor. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.